Hello and welcome to this guide on speedrunning Future Cop L.A.P.D. So in the previous video I covered the basics of the run and how to play the game, and in this video I'll cover the specific routes for all the levels in the Crime War Any Percent category and the All Weapon category. You want to launch the game in easy, so let's start with the first level, Griffith Park. So the timer starts as soon as you launch the first level, so that would be now. And then you want to skip the intro sequence, of course, and you don't have to change the loadout, so you can just spam X when you start the level. So Griffith Park has two routes, which are the same in Any Percent and All Weapons category. So I'll first show you the easy route. So normally you want to, hit that. So you want to be close enough for your target thingy to hit the door, but you want to do it early enough that you can pass through the door before, well, as soon as it explodes. So the first thing to do is this clip here, which is a backward clip. I'm going to call the clip a forward clip or backward clip, depending on if I'm moving forward or backward while I'm clipping. That way, if you want to replicate it, it's going to be easier for you to know if it's forward or backward. So this is a forward clip. Then you move here and you do a backward clip here. And you are already at the boss area. So normally I would go right in the boss area, but I'm next going to show you what is called the ladder skip. So when you arrive at the start of the level, you also have the option, instead of blowing up the door and doing the free clip I showed you, to go here and do what is called the ladder skip. Because this thing apparently people call it a ladder. Not exactly sure what it is, but yeah. So the ladder skip is a bit harder, first because you have the wall pushing you back when you bump into them, and the ledge is pretty small, so if you fall, you are going to have to turn around, retransform, and turn around like that, and so it's going to lose you a lot of time every time you fail it. So now on to the setup for the ladder skip. So you want to have a bit of speed when you are moving, otherwise it won't work. And you want to be angled slightly left compared to the wall behind you, which can be a bit tricky because the camera angle isn't always the same. So you have to be angled based on the wall and not based on the camera, which means the exact orientation of your character can vary visually, which makes it pretty difficult. Another thing that you should note is that you should look at the back of your car and not at the front, because as you can see, my character is targeting things and the front is moving while it's targeting things, and it doesn't change the hitbox of the character at all. So I may look like I'm angled right currently, but it's because it's targeting something on the right, and if you look at the back of the car, I'm angled slightly left. So the angle should be approximately something like that, and then you should move and do a backward clip, but it's pretty difficult to get it right. So I think I wasn't angled left enough. So I'm going to probably fast forward until I get it. It's a pretty difficult clip, so I'm probably going to have to retry a few times. But yeah, that's the basics of the clip, and then you have to do it until it works. So sometimes I get it first or second try, and sometimes it will take me 10 to 20 try to get it right, so usually I reset the run if I do this. And yeah, since actually I'm going to restart the level just because it's going to make it easier for me for the camera angle, because I came in from another angle, so the camera was different, which makes it harder to set up. And yeah, it's better to do it with the right camera. So I would recommend you try it you try to have the setup depending on the camera when you arrive. So as I said, I want to be angled slightly left, and ideally it will work like that. Perfect. As you can see, it's much easier when you have the right camera angle. So when you arrive at the boss area, be it from the ladder skip or from the normal skips, you will arrive here and the turrets will shoot at you, but they won't have the hitbox yet. So you want to go down here and activate them, so now you can target them. And then to kill them, you will have to shoot them with all your weapons, and it will be 2 mortar to kill them, and a few shots from your other weapons. And then you want to hit the boss as fast as possible before the before the shield. As you can see, there is this purple thing, which is a shield that start protecting it. So you want to start destroying it before the shield arrive and protects it. If you deal enough damage to it before the shield reach it, you might still be able to kill it because your mortar deals a bit of splash damage, so it might leak through the shield, which might still let you do a fast kill. But if you didn't deal enough damage, you'll have to destroy the shield section, and it will take a lot of time. Another thing to note is that the boss can destroy your mortar shots if its projectile collides with it, which might lose you a lot of time too. So make sure to strafe and try to avoid having your mortar getting hit by the boss. And yeah, that's about it for Griffith Park. Now on to Zuma Beach. So for Zuma Beach, you want to equip the flamethrower and the concussion beam. And then the route differs between the any percent and the all weapon category. So in the any percent, you just go around here, go here, and you do a clip here. But in the all weapon category, when you arrive here, you'll want to go here and hit the flamingos here, because it will allow to unlock the secret weapon later in the level. So to hit the flamingos reliably, you should note that your mortar goes a pattern left, right, left, right. It always fires like that. So you should know which cannon it will come out from, because it will help you hit the flamingos. So for example, here it's going to come out left, so I have my left thing that's going to hit the thing. But if it was coming out right and I was positioned like this, it would just miss. So it's important to know where it's going to come out from, make it easier for you. So now, even in the old weapon category, you do this same clip. So it's just a bit of a detour. And then you get the mortar upgrade here. It's going to help for the boss. And you do a forward clip here. Whoops. Well, I'm going to restart the level. So normally you can still destroy the mini-boss if you fall there, but it's a big time loss, so normally if you fall there you just restart the run, because you are going to lose about 40 seconds in the first 2 minutes of the run. It's not ideal. So yeah, I have to get the flamingos again. Oops, that was a bit far. So this one is a backward clip. I didn't say it last time.
That's the way out. How do we end the lockdown? That's a special weapon power-up.
So again, forward clip here. This time I won't fall. And then you have to get near the entrance to activate the boss.
It's the end of the road. Be careful, excellent.
But if you're in the all weapon category, you want to go down here and destroy the tank.
You'll have to take it apart piece by piece.
And then you grab the grenade launcher, which will only be here on this tank if you destroy the flamingos before. And then you want to go out here. So one thing to note is that since you are going down here in the weapon category, you can shoot one mortar while you go down, and then one mortar when you come back here. This will make the boss faster. In the any person category, you want to start. Oops. In the any person category, you want to start shooting it here and going here. In the old weapon, you might destroy it before you get here, so you might want to place yourself further below to try to intercept it, as the boss is going to start flying over when the first two sections are going to be destroyed. So yeah, you want to intercept it and destroy it, but it gets destroyed very fast by the upgraded mortar if you shoot it directly into it. Okay, so now on to La Brea tar pits. So for tar pits, you want to grab the bounce mines, which are going to be very helpful for the rest of the runs. They deal a lot of damage. And the route is pretty simple, because it's the same in the all weapon and any person category. So you want to do a backward clip on this wall here. And one thing to note is that there is an invisible wall here, and there are actually two invisible walls and a sort of pit between the two. So if you don't move backward enough, you might fall into the pit and you will be stuck and you will have to restart the level. So don't fall here. Then you get out of bounds here and you do a forward clip here to get in bounds at the boss. And you want to be on top of the boss, so use the jump button to stop on top of it, and then you spam it with all your weapons, and yeah, it destroys it, and then you can have a bit of fun with the tentacles and you beat the level. It's a pretty succinct level, pretty easy. So next on to Venice Beach. So for Venice Beach, I'm going to show you three routes actually. So one is the all weapon routes, and one is a more difficult version of the any percent route. So I'm going to destroy those guys because they are going to be annoying, and since I'm going to do this section a lot, I might have to I might take some damage, and it's going to be annoying for the boss. So for the difficult route, you want to do what is called the corner clip, which means you want to clip on this corner, and instead of doing like that and going forward, on corners it doesn't work. So you want to be angled at a sort of 90-degree angle, and you want to start strafing and moving forward at the same time. And the difficult part is to have the right part of your car hit the corner. So the way I do it, I look at my shadow and I try to have the corner hit slightly behind the middle of my shadow. It's pretty difficult clip to get, so if you're a beginner, I wouldn't advise you try this. You are going to retry a lot of runs if you do that, and even if you are advanced, it might kill your runs. So can you not shoot at me, please? Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm going to try and get it, and we'll see if I get it early. And so I think I'm angled too much to the right. I think I'm a bit, yeah, I think like that might be, yeah, perfect. So yeah, actually yeah, that was pretty a pretty good corner clip here. One thing to note is that chrono clips are a bit easier if you have a bit more speed, but you will have more trouble aiming, so it's really what works for you and how you manage to do them reliably. Another thing to note is that if you get it right and you manage to not fall out there, you can move on this platform here, and since the next part of the run is going to be in this canal, you can walk on the platforms and go down directly, while you will have to transform into walker mode and do a slope walk here if you don't do if you fall down there. So it's going to gain you a bit of time if you do it a bit more slowly and do it properly. I'm going to try and go back into the start of the level now. So, wait, I'm trying to, yep. Okay, so we are back at the start of the level. I'm going to actually activate the thing that you are supposed to activate when you do the run casually. So you can actually do that if you are really beginning at the speedrun and you are worried about the clips here being difficult, because it doesn't take that much time to just activate the thing. But yeah, at some point you'll have to learn to do the fast route. So if you want to do the easier any-person shot, you want to go there, and instead of doing the corner clip, you can just actually I have more difficulty with this clip than the corner clip for some reason, but it's supposed to be easier. Yeah, you just move forward like that at the right angle, and this is going to propel you upward, and then you have to strafe right, otherwise you will fall if you keep moving forward. And then you do a forward clip here, and you just move there and you are done here again. And now I'm going to cover the all weapon route. So in the all weapon route you start here, and instead of going right, you move there, and if you have the right angle, as you can see, you will just move up here. You just need enough speed and the right angle. If you don't have the right angle, you will do that, and then you will never be able to reach the top. Don't try to squeeze it or force it. If you see you are doing that, it will not work, so just move back and try again. Try to get a better angle with more speed ideally. Here I didn't have enough speed, and yeah. And yeah, it's just moving forward, and there is no strafing or whatever. For some reason I'm not doing it properly. Yep, okay, I got it. And then you want to do a backward clip here and try to stabilize on there. So make sure to use the jump button to stabilize when you are on the flat section. So then you can transform without falling. And you can jump here and go down there. And you can move all the way up there so that you can grab the K9 Robo-Dog. So now you've got the all-weapon part of the run covered, and you just move back here. Normally you would shoot the crates that are here, and then all the runs converge here. So you do this slope walk here, and you are back in the canal here, and you can just go to the boss now. So one thing you want to do, if you are not confident with your movement, you can activate this thing directly by going under it, which will make it easier later to grab it before the boss comes out. So you just, it's slightly slower, but it lets you make the boss a lot easier, and failing at the boss is very bad because you will lose a lot of time while it's submerged. So you can do the same with this one, and then you do Is it forward or backward? It's a forward clip here. I'm killing everything because I don't want to lose more health. Well, I'll explain. Because as soon as I activate these things, the electricity stops and the boss will come out down there. So I have to move and grab the 2 weapon upgrades, and then I have to climb on the boss, and if I shoot it with 3 direct contact mines and 3 concussion beam, it will be enough to kill it. If I don't kill it fast enough, or well, if I don't have enough health first, I will die because of the mines, so make sure to have enough health while you reach here. But if you don't have enough health to kill it with 3 mines, you can move backward and try to kill it normally, but then it will submerge, and you can't damage it while it's submerged, so you have to wait for it to go back up above the water, and yeah, it loses a lot of time, and then you have to just beat the boss. So yeah, I activated this, and since I activated those earlier, it makes the movement easier. But it's actually faster to not activate them earlier. Yeah, I actually did the first mine a bit early, so I had to do a 4th mine because it didn't have the hitbox yet. So you have to make sure to wait until your character can target him to know you can damage him. But yeah, that's how you kill the boss. So now on to Hell's Gate Prison. So for Hell's Gate, the routes are the same for the any percent in the all weapon category. That being said, in the all weapon category you have the option to go with the grenade launcher instead of the bounce mines, but it actually makes the boss significantly harder to do fast, and you barely gain 1 second compared to the fast kill with the bounce mines. So I really don't recommend going with the grenade launcher, but in theory it's slightly faster. Now with the bounce mines, yeah, it's going to be very easy to kill the boss, and it will still be very fast. So the first thing you want to do here is destroy this turret here, because you are going to have to do a pretty difficult slope walk here. It's a very long slope walk, but you can actually decide to not destroy the turret if you are feeling adventurous and want to do an even more difficult slope walk, which pushes you all the way up here. And yeah, I got it, that's great. But if you do the small slope walk, you have to do another slope walk here. Anyway, so yeah, you do the slope walk up here, and then you do another slope walk, which is supposed to be easier, but for some reason I'm failing. Up here, yep. And then you have to go all the way here, and you have to kill all the dropships with either 1 direct contact with a mine or 2 mines close to it. So, and then you have the last one here, and that's how you do the boss. You can wait for it here and kill it with 2 mines if you are not confident with this slope walk, but that was the fast kill on the boss. So that's it for Hell's Gate. And now on to Studio City. So for Studio City, the routes are actually very different based on the any percent and the all weapon category. So I'm going to have to do the level twice this time. So for the any percent category, you want to have this loadout again, so not a lot of change. And I'm going to show you 3 options for the early slope walks. So first you have a pretty difficult slope walk here, which pushes you all the way up here. If you are not feeling confident with that one, you can just move here and do a slope walk up here. For some reason, no, this because I'm not doing the right one. Yeah, you do it here and then you jump here. So that's an easier slope walk. And if you are very much feeling not confident, you have an even easier slope walk, which is this one. And then you jump here again, and you can. So in all those cases, you are slightly out of bounds here, and you are on this section, which allows you to basically skip all the level. You can go down here, and then you are going to activate the boss here, and you are going to have to try and hit it with your mines while not dying yourself. As you can see, I'm taking a lot of damage, so that was a very slow kill. Normally you can kill it in 2 mines if you deal direct contact with it. The thing is, this boss deals massive damage when you are in contact with it, so if you don't do it safely enough, you are going to die and lose even more time. So you have to find a balance between doing it fast and doing it safe. But the very fast threat, you just ram into it and hit it with 2 mines and hope it doesn't deal enough damage to kill you. And that's almost instant, you just melt it. But the way I did it, it was pretty slow. I could have killed it a bit faster, but it was somewhat safe because when I saw it was low life, I just backed off and avoided death. But yeah, that was it for the any percent route. Now on to Studio City for the old weapon category. So for the old weapon category, you want to use the grenade launcher, which is almost as fast as mine, so even faster actually. But it's also a lot safer. So this time you actually have to do this easy slope walk here. Easy that I failed, because of course if I say it's easy I fail it. And you have to activate this button here, which is important to unlock the hidden weapon. You then have to go up here and you avoid the boss area because you are trying to go and unlock the riot shield, and you want to destroy this thing here, this advertisement, because it's what unlocks the hidden weapon if the button has been activated. Now here you have a slope to do, which is pretty tricky because as you can see it's somewhat glitched, so you can't really see the slope. So the way I do it, I press I move left where I'm setting up it here, jumping on the sort of triangle thing here, and I move left. If you fail and fall down there, if I manage to fall down there, but it can happen to just fall down there, so in the lava. So you want to do a slope walk here to back up, and you can do another slope walk here, which can be tricky because you have to jump before long distance, so the timing can be weird. But yeah, you can move back here, and you even have health, so since you probably took a lot of damage from the lava, you get this backup health pickup, which can be useful. So normally I would be up there if I did the route normally, and I would be in overcar and moving there. So you don't actually have to do this slope walk if you fall down, you can just move down there and it will be fine. So if you did everything correctly, you have the riot shield, you grab it here, and then you do another slope walk here, and then you can go back to the boss area the way you came. So here you have to decide how fast you want to approach that, because if you go too fast and you fall all the way down at max speed, you will just die actually. If you go too slow, you will lose time, and at medium speed you will take some damage, and you will have to decide how much damage you are willing to take, because you have to do the boss afterwards. And even if the grenade launcher strat is a lot safer, it actually, those are not slowpoke by the way, you can just do them with just jumping normally and or just walking actually, but jumping makes it easier and faster. It will be fine. But yeah, if you take too much damage and die to the boss, you will lose a lot of time, so try to not take too much damage to that fall, but be fast enough to not lose too much time, so yeah. And then for the boss, you want to go down that area. Yeah, you take some damage here too. And you want to wait for it to stabilize, and then you try to hit it with 2 grenade, 3 grenade. Yeah, usually it's 2 grenade and spamming it with your flamethrower and concussion beam, and then it dies. So yeah, it's a pretty safe kill, but it can still damage you with its long range weapons, so make sure to have at least some health left. And when it appears, it moves at a random spot, so make sure to wait until it's stabilized to hit it with the grenade launcher. If he is moving, you are probably going to miss it. So yeah, you will lose a lot of time with the grenade going away. That being said, you can force the grenade to activate by pressing the special weapon button again. So you can force it to activate to avoid losing too much time, but still you want to preferably wait until it stops moving to make a direct hit, which deals basically double damage. So now on to L.A.P.D spaceport. So L.A.P.D spaceport is kind of a run killer. It has 2 very difficult clips and it's very long, so yeah. In both the NA% category and the old weapon category, you do the same route and you want the bounce mines. Your heavy and gun weapon are totally irrelevant because the boss doesn't take damage from them because of the way we approach it. We can't actually target it, so we just kill it with a bounce mine area of effect. That's because it's not loaded properly. So here you have 2 options to start with. I first start with the easy option, which is a slow detour here, and then you activate those 2 gates and you move here and you do a forward clip, which will let you go up there. But you can actually go up there a lot faster, but it's a lot more difficult because you have to do a corner clip here. So the way I set it up is I look at the green dot that is slightly, you see the line, the green line, it has a small dot that is separated from the green line, so I try to target that with my shadow, and then I have to be so that kind of angle. And yeah, if you do that properly, you will just clip up there, and you don't have to do this whole detour, but of course it's a lot harder, so I would recommend doing the detour when you're starting out. Here you want to jump and then start strafing left while still moving forward. It's not actually a stop walk, even if it might look like it, because there is an invisible wall up there. So you want to keep moving forward while strafing left, and you want to adjust your position left and right depending on how your walker is going. And yeah, it's slightly weird. It's only place in the game when that happens, so you have to learn it. And but it's not that difficult. You just do that, strafe, try to keep yourself from falling by orienting your walker, and then you get out of bounds here. One thing to note is that there are invisible walls on the left part. As you can see, I can't move here, so you want to move on the right part of the highway here, and then you want to go back in here. You want enough speed to make that jump, because if you fall down here, you will be stuck and you have absolutely nowhere to go back, so you will have to restart the level. And then you want to go here and do a slope walk. So you want to go there. And then here you have two possible clips, one I can do and one I can do. So the one I'm very bad at, and I've done it like 3 times, is I'm going to explain it, but probably not show it because I'm too bad at it. So you are supposed to have enough speed here and move up there and then start strafing right, but yeah, I just can't do it properly. I'm going to try one last time, but just assume that I won't get it. Yeah, I think this one was actually pretty close, but yeah. And a much easier one, in my opinion, is you place yourself here. Be careful because the walls tend to bounce you all over the place, so make sure to stop yourself here. And then you do a backward clip, and then you'll be up there, but it's a slope surface, so you have to make sure to keep strafing left and move forward as soon as you get up there, otherwise you will fall. And yeah, it's actually pretty difficult to set up because if you move too much to forward, the wall pushes you back, but if you are not forward enough, you can't do the clips, so yeah. And you must be parallel with the wall. If you aren't parallel, it will swallow you in and do weird stuff like that, yeah. So just yeah, just do that again until it works. It's a very difficult clip and it can lose you a lot of time. But it's by far the fastest route through lags. I call it lags, but it's called LAX, just that I'm very French. And yeah, I'm just going to try and get that to work. But even if it's a very difficult clip, it's kinda always worth it to do because the normal route is even more difficult. So if you fall down there, actually you can get back up by doing the clip I'm going to show you next. Well, it's not actually a clip, I don't know what it's called because it's in worker mode, so it's not a clip. But yeah. And then you will clip up there in the next part of the level, and you can jump back here, so you are not stuck. But yeah, that part is the second part of the level, and things aren't loaded properly, so you have to go there to activate it. So try to not fall or you will lose some time. But in the second part of the level you have to do a clip anyway, so I'm going to show you once. But you can use it to go back up there if you failed the first part of the level. So you want to... don't forget to grab the mine upgrade, which is there. And you want to jump here and start strafing left, but you should know when to stop, otherwise you will fall down. So I'm going to try and show you. Yep, and if you fall down there. So if you fall down there, you can actually go back up with a slope walk. If you fell down there after failing in the first part of the level and trying to go back up here as a backup, you should restart the level entirely because there is no salvaging as that in the first part of the level. But in the second part of the level you can actually salvage it, but normally you would walk up there and move to the boss area like that, but since I can't, I have to move here and do this slope walk, which is pretty difficult. And then since I lost a lot of health, I'm going to have to grab the health pickup. And then I should damage the boss with my mines here. But one thing to note is that when you do the clip right, you can go here and you can start dealing damage here when the boss moves there, so you can hit it with a few mines before it runs off. so it makes the kill faster. But yeah, I'm just going to have to kill it with mines here. So if you take too much damage, you have 2 health pickup in this area. So the one I showed you, which is a good backup health pickup, and normally you won't touch the other, but if somehow you need it, it's on the opposite side of the square. So there are four corners, and on the corner I was in there was health pickup, and on the opposite corner there is another health pickup, and the 2 other corners are ammunition, so they're kinda useless for you, but yeah, that's what they are. So that was LAX, or LAX as I call it. And now on to Long Beach, which is the final level of the game. So for Long Beach, the run is actually a lot faster with the riot shield in the all weapon category. So that's one level with the all weapon is faster, which is nice for once. But I'm first going to show you the any percent width, which is different. So you want to grab the electric gun, and you want to have the mortar launcher. So runners stay on the concussion beam, but the fusion torpedo hasn't been tested that extensively for this level, so it might actually be slightly faster. I'm not sure. So I'm just putting that out there. People run with the concussion beam, but I'm not 100% certain which is faster between the fusion torpedo and the concussion beam, so make sure to test it out if you want to be certain. But if you want to be safe, run this loadout. We know it works. So you want to do a forward clip here first, and then you will have to go through the electricity here. So yep, and then I'm going to die because I failed. I thought I was good and I wasn't far enough, but yeah, if you do it properly you can take absolutely 0 damage while moving through there, which is nice. If you don't do it properly you will take some damage, but there is a health pickup a bit further west, so that's alright. You will just lose a bit of time on the health pickup, but that's fine. So yeah, you want to set yourself up. Ideally you want to do it in one go and do it very fast, but I'm not very good at this because I don't do it like that usually, because I mostly run the old weapon category, so I don't really know the any percent strat well. So you want to do a backward clip here, then you want to move up there, and you want to go actually all the way down there, because there is an upgrade for your mortar here, which is going to be essential for the boss because the boss has a lot of health. So yeah, it's a bit of a damage punch, so make sure to grab the mortar upgrade, and then you can deactivate the laser down here. So you can go here, and you can grab the health pickup if you lose some health. And then here you can move between the electricity. It's a lot easier than the other one because there is a lot more wiggle room, so you can just move through here, jump on here, then do a slope walk up there. And whoops, for some reason I'm failing. And then you can just start shooting at the boss and try to kill it. So when it goes down there, you can kill the other things around you because it is invisible while it's inside the. Okay, so I got the first part. The second part is the hardest and longest, and it likes to retract a lot. Try to kill this thing if you can because it deals some damage and it's annoying. And yeah, you make sure to hit it with as much mortar as possible. Try to not do like me and fail and miss some shots because you will waste damage with your upgraded mortar. Once you have no ammunition on your upgraded mortar, you can go a bit more crazy with it. because you have largely enough ammunition with your mortar to deal with the boss with the normal ammunition, but yeah. And try to avoid getting hit too much. And there is a bit of luck involved, I think, with how much it retracts, but yeah, this one is the longest because it likes to retract a lot, and I think it has more health than the other. And then you just do the same here. Try to not get hit too much. So try to sidestep the plasma ball it launches at you. And time is when it explodes here, so that was time. So that was the any % route. And I'm then going to show you the all weapon category, which is going to make the boss a lot faster because you have access to the riot shield, which is completely broken. So for the weapon loadout, you want to be with the riot shield, the concussion beam, and the grenade launcher. Even if it doesn't do much, it will still deal some high amount of damage. So you start by going this clip here, but instead of doing the movement like in the any person category, you move here, you strafe here, and you grab the riot shield upgrade, which is going to be most of the damage to the boss. You then try to move through here. I took way too much damage. I was not angled properly, but yeah, that was a fail. Oops. So yeah, you grab the riot shield upgrade, you move through the electricity here, you try to not take free damage, and then you still have another route alteration here, so you still do this backward clip here, if I can, yep, like that. But this time, instead of going to grab the special weapon upgrade, since you already have your riot shield upgrade, you can go down there. The square here doesn't have electricity hitting it, so you are safe. And then you have to do a slope walk here. One thing to note is that every time you fail the slope walk, it's going to push you in a direction. If you get pushed too much, you will be killed by the electricity, so make sure to recenter yourself when you fail it multiple times. But yeah, that's the slope walk. You can then grab the health pickup here if you took some damage earlier. And you move here. Oh, I took damage here. I usually don't take damage, but that's fine because the boss is a lot easier here, so I shouldn't be killed. So yeah. And then you move here, you do your slope walk. And then you activate the riot shield. So this part is destroyed. You try to go to that part before it retracts, but yeah, you can just activate your riot shield here. It's destroyed, and then you activate it here, and yeah, your riot shield is going to do most of the work and destroy the boss very fast. So that's pretty pretty easy leveled in the all weapon category. And so that was everything for Future Cop L.A.P.D any % and all weapon, and I hope you enjoyed the guide, and I hope it helps you get into the speedrun and have fun speedrunning. Have a good day.